Winter had draped its white cloak over the countryside, transforming the familiar landscape into a serene wonderland. The trees stood bare, their branches glistening with frost, and the ground was soft beneath a thick layer of snow, muffling the sounds of nature. In a small, cozy house nestled at the edge of the woods, the air was warm and fragrant with the scent of pine and wood smoke. Inside, the crackling of the fireplace provided a rhythmic backdrop to the intimate family moments shared within those four walls. Lukas, a cherubic boy with tousled dark hair and bright blue eyes, sat perched on his father's lap, his small body enveloped in the comforting embrace of his father's strong arms. The flickering flames illuminated his cherubic face, casting playful shadows that danced across the walls. Though he had grown stronger, his laughter ringing like the chime of tiny bells, there was one thing that remained elusive: his voice. At almost 2 years old, Lukas had yet to utter a single word. His parents, filled with unwavering love and hope, regarded this silence not as a limitation, but as a unique part of their son's journey. They often found themselves lost in thought, wondering if there was something more beneath his quiet exterior. Some neighbors whispered about speech delays, their voices tinged with concern. But Lukas's parents brushed off such notions. They had long learned that love did not require words. It thrived in the shared glances, the gentle touches, and the laughter that filled their home. They embraced each moment as a gift, believing deeply that their son would one day find his voice. As the days passed, the winter evenings grew longer, and the family settled into a comforting routine. Lukas's mother would often sing to him at bedtime, her voice a soothing balm against the chill outside. One particular evening, as the snow fell softly against the window panes, she nestled beside him in his small bed, her heart swelling with love. The lullaby she sang was a familiar tune, one that had cradled Lukas to sleep countless times before. But on this night, her gaze lingered on him, and she felt an urgency, a desire to connect with him on a deeper level.
"Lukas," she whispered softly, her voice barely above a breath. "If you can hear me, call me once." The room fell into a hush, the only sound the gentle crackle of the fire in the hearth. She watched him intently, her heart pounding with anticipation. The flickering candlelight cast a warm glow around them, illuminating the innocence of his face, and she felt time stretch in that moment, each second filled with hope and longing. Then, as if the very air had shifted, a sound broke through the silence. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it pierced through the stillness like a beacon of light. "Mama!" The word emerged, fragile and raspy, yet it resonated with the power of 1,000 unspoken dreams. It was a single word, but to Lukas's parents, it was the most beautiful sound they had ever heard. Tears filled their eyes as they embraced their son tightly, a wave of emotion washing over them. It was a moment suspended in time, a testament to their faith and love. They had waited, hoped, and believed in the miracle that was their child, and now, in the warmth of that simple utterance, all their dreams had manifested. The silence that had once enveloped their home was shattered, replaced by the sweet sound of Lukas's voice. In that instant, everything changed. The world outside remained unchanged. The snow continued to fall, and the wind howled through the trees. But within the walls of their small house, a new chapter began, one where faith transformed the impossible into the possible. Lukas's first word was not merely a milestone. It was a promise that the journey ahead would be filled with discovery and growth. As the days turned into weeks, Lukas's confidence blossomed alongside his newfound ability to speak. Each day brought with it new words and phrases, each one a small victory celebrated by his parents. They encouraged him, repeating words back to him, engaging him in playful conversations, and showering him with affection. It was as if the dam had broken, and now language flowed freely between them. The transformation was remarkable. No longer just a silent observer, Lukas began to explore the world around him with a newfound enthusiasm.
He pointed at the birds flitting through the trees, exclaiming their names with delight. He would tug at his mother's skirt, demanding to know the names of the flowers blooming in their garden. The once quiet child now filled their home with laughter and joy, his voice a melody that intertwined with the sounds of winter. The winter days began to fade into spring, and with each passing season, Lucas's vocabulary expanded. He learned to express his needs, his desires, and even his frustrations. His parents reveled in the simple joys of conversation. The mundane moments transformed into cherished memories. They would sit together at the dinner table, laughter bubbling over as Lucas recounted his day in his own endearing way, his words tumbling out in a delightful mix of innocence and curiosity. As Lucas grew, the bond between him and his parents deepened. They became his confidants, his cheerleaders, and his safe haven. They taught him not just words, but the stories behind them, the emotions they carried, and the connections they forged. They filled his days with adventures, taking him on walks through the woods, where he would chatter excitedly about the trees, the animals, and the magic of the world around him. Amidst all of this, Lucas's first word remained etched in their hearts, a reminder of the power of love and faith. It was a symbol of resilience, a testament to the belief that every child, in their own time, would find their voice. And as Lucas continued to flourish, his parents knew that the journey ahead was just beginning, filled with endless possibilities and the promise of more words yet to come.